What's good, y'all, man? It's your boy OG Flames TMC back with another live video for you guys, man. Some things I want to talk about today. I've been watching my boys, Brew, All City, and I forgot it. Damn, I just forgot his name, yo. Oh shit. Damn, it's gonna come to me. The one from the barbershop, yep. I forgot his name, but it's gonna come back to me in the video. When I play this video, it's gonna come back to me, man. And I'm sorry if I forgot your name. Oh, Jay Easy. There you go. My boy Jay Easy, man. Can't forget my boy Jay. Can't forget my boy Jay Easy. All City, Brute, and Jay Easy, man. This is called the 2K Crossover, man. So if y'all have not seen the 2K Crossover, man, y'all need to go over to that channel, man, and show them some love and let them know that, OG Flames, TMC sent y'all over there. I'm just, helping out, their community and doing an outreach for their community. They didn't ask me to do this. I'm not getting paid by them. I'm not, this is out of love for me, and hopefully that they don't flag me for this. I just want, the community to get more exposure, or I want them to get more exposure in doing their podcast, and hopefully one day they can, add me into that podcast one day, So no further ado, I'm gonna get to the segment. I hope y'all enjoy it. It's your boy OG. See y'all after the segment. I'm out. Peace.
All right, we back with the next one. I know this one is long overdue, but we got a few things we gotta discuss today. We are here with the next episode of the 2K Crossover. Man, I ain't introducing these guys. You know your boy Brutus. You want to see Wicked and Mean. Introduce yourself, man.
You got it, City. You first, man. You first.
All right. What's good, y'all? All City here. Appreciate y'all tuning in to this next episode of the 2K Crossover. Jay's on you.
Hey, man, y'all already know what time it is, man. I'm not saying nothing. I'm not saying nothing because I'm not going to get baited into one of these.
You feel like
early.
It's Mr. I'm not saying nothing. What?
Not saying nothing.
Hey,
Mr. Paul's t-shirts coming soon.
I know, right? Mr. Paul's, yeah.
I think you need to make those shirts straight for real. That's the
it might work, bro. It might work.
It
might work.
Hey, man. Y'all know, hey, fresh from the barbershop, BK the people's champ. I know y'all be saying I can't say fresh from the barbershop anymore, but you know, hey, you know, you keep this beard up though, man. So I think that we probably can say fresh from the
No,
barbershop.
you're not fresh from the barbershop. You haven't been in the barbershop in years. All right,
That's
stop
true.
lying. Stop lying.
2018, I think.
All right, man. So it's been a busy week in the 2K community. The 2K community has been pretty much up in arms. All right. And I gotta start off asking y'all the hard questions, man. Out the gate, are y'all gonna sign the TOS when 2K drop it at the end of the month? Before the end of the month, because y'all know without that TOS, it's no 2K.
Yeah, you're right about that. You can't even play it. I think that for me, we're gonna look at it from two standpoints. If I'm a basketball player, somebody that likes to play basketball games, probably gonna do it because I signed the one for Call of Duty. It's just as bad, if not worse. Well, I mean, it's a lot of other games out there that say the same thing, that their property is their property when you buy. It's, you know, now, do we know if it's gonna stand up? If somebody challenges it, who knows? But I'm gonna keep it 100% with you. I would lose more money by not signing it than by doing it. This is just me personally. So everybody can't think about it. Yeah, everybody can't think about it like I think about it. I'm gonna lose too much money if I don't do it.
So you're selling out?
Yeah. In stores too. Hopefully, I'm just like 2K selling out in stores, man. Like to hey.
I'm done.
I'm gonna tell you. Listen, somebody might put something down there, something that's hating down there in the comment section. I will tell you one thing that ain't never happened. A hater ain't never paid my bill. A hater never walked up to me and said, "Hey, man, here, you need to pay a bill." Bam, bam, bam.
I got all right. Now you say from a content creator standpoint. Now, if you wasn't a content creator now, would you sign it?
Probably not, because I would be done with 2K by now. I'd be on Shield Shooter Simulator already. So you have to boot up the game in order to sign the and I probably wouldn't even boot it up. Yeah, I probably wouldn't even boot it up because I probably wouldn't even boot up 2K. Like I said, at this point in the year, I'd be so deep into Warzone and Shield Shooter Simulator and that new game that came out. What's the new game that just came out?
You gotta specify, man. So you mean
Hell Divers.
This point in the year you wouldn't do it, but if they drop it at the beginning of the year, you would.
No, yeah. I'm playing the game, so I'm playing 2K. But if you're somebody that plays a few different games, I don't think it even matters that much to you. I think the only people that is really gonna matter to is like, it's like, if 2K is the only game that you play, but really still will it matter? Because I don't think it's gonna make a big difference. But if we want to be up in arms about it, I mean, do it. I don't got no problem with it.
All right, City.
If I'm signing it, well, from my understanding, everybody has to sign it. Yes. But you have an option to opt out. And you got to go through the process of sending in your notice to opt out, mail it in. It's a whole process. And I would like to say that I'm almost certain I'm going to opt out. I'm going to go through the process to opt out. So I will be signing it. You'll have to accept it so you could gain access. But then you have to send in that opt-out. Badge Plug mentioned that he was going to go through the opt-out thing as well. He's going through that for his community. He hit me up on Twitter asking me, the process and everything, and asked me if I'm signing it. And I said, yeah, most certainly I'm going to sign it. I'm gonna accept it and then opt out. And I think that's the best thing. The community is up in arms after hearing this. And I think one of the main reasons why the community is up in arms is because it's 2K.
I agree.
Right. Like we know this. A good majority of us know, hey, Sony, you download music, they have these terms of service. It's not really yours. We get that. I don't think people are naive. I don't think they're ignorant. It's just when it comes from 2K and a player base like us who have been so damaged already, we feel finesse. So another layer comes to light. It seems like more finesse. No? Yeah. It's crazy.
Because I saw it and I remember I reported on this, right? And when I saw the committee was up in arms, I reported on it. I didn't get time to really. When I was like, you know what? Let me take some time and go on all these sites for all these major companies. And it's just pretty much the same exact language on all these companies. And I was like, but I still understand. I have to understand where the community is at this time.
Yeah.
A lot of disgruntled people with all the patches, and of course, if we gotta talk about the microtransactions in the game and all that, like it's just layers and layers and layers. And now this pop up all of a sudden, and not only just pop up, they put it on the main screen and say you have to do it by a certain time. Now
or you lose
deadline,
access. Yeah, you lose access to the game that you already paid for.
That you bought. Right? So with that deadline is where it starts to, some people like, wait, what?
Yeah, if you're new, for the homies that are new, the 28th is your last day. Yeah. And the 28th, you got to sign it. You got to say yay or nay. So either you accept it or you don't. You lose access if you decline the terms for everybody.
I want you all in the comment section. I want to know if you all are signed and be honest.
Facts.
And don't be the person who's not playing the game anymore and talking about, I'm not going to sign it. Be honest. That's how I asked Jay, yo, because you won't be playing, or if they give it to you when the game launch, will you sign it? Simple, honest. Will you ever sign these terms and services? Because all I'm saying is, if you're not going to sign this, you shouldn't be playing any other game, because all of them have the same terms of service. Right. All of them tell you everything you buy in the game is not yours. You just buying the rights to play.
Correct.
Can we elaborate on that? Because, it's one thing. There's the issue with 2K. I think other games have built up, some other games at least, the good majority of other games have built us a certain trust within their player base that the player base or consumer doesn't even think twice. They know that their purchase is going to be honored, is going to be secure within that game. The difference with 2K is that we end up with issues like them shutting down servers. And now the VC that you paid for IRL money is rendered completely useless. Why? Because VC doesn't transfer from game to game. So I think there's a lack of trust from the 2K community with 2K development. And that lack of trust is showing right now more than ever. I think that's why a lot of 2K players are second guessing. Keep it a buck. I think 90 to 95% of the 2K community going to accept those terms and keep playing. That's
I agree. I agree.
Yeah,
I think, what you're saying?
No, I was going to say, that's what most people is going to do. And not even, I mean, just like you said, most people, we've signed more egregious terms of saying, it's not excusing what anybody does, but we've signed more egregious terms of services without even thinking about it with your cable company or whatever like that. Like they tell you that, we're gonna, not only are we limiting and putting caps on your bandwidth, but we're also sniffing your packet, and we have the right to use your information if you don't buy this certain tier. If you buy the top tier, guess what? They don't monitor your traffic. They don't sell it to anybody. They don't do whatever. But if you buy those mid tiers, not only are you going to get capped when you get to a certain place, but they're going to sell you. They're going to sniff your traffic, see what you like to do, sell it to Google. Now your digital thumbprint is out there, and they know exactly who you are. So like I said, it's so many more egregious things that we already do without even thinking about it. But as you said, to your point, it's just because it's 2K.
Yeah, basically, once you sign something by a big company, they're protecting themselves.
Right.
They're basically, you're going to see barely anything to protect you. That's for the law to do, not them. They're trying to protect themselves. Right. Usually the government have a lot of things in place. Like Big Boy IQ sent I think he tagged me in an article which shows that it's not going to stand in Europe at all.
No,
they got a bunch of they got a bunch of consumer protection laws that won't stand up there. And you got a lot more. Like, do your research. If you're really that deep about it or that upset, do your research and see if it will stand up where you are at. That's my advice to y'all, to be honest.
And talk about what we were talking about prior to recording. Let them know about it, because you guys put me onto that. Even these current terms of service, like you guys had mentioned, may not even hold up in court. If this was put in front of a judge. But the issue is that in the terms of service, it says that you can't take them to court. That doesn't mean if you got money like that, you get a lawyer, you can't get them in the courtroom. No.
Right.
You can still get them in there. You may prove successful as well if you got the money
and the right lawyer.
That's the challenge, though. Ain't that the challenge? Like the biggest challenge for most players is like, who is really gonna go up against 2K, bro?
Right, and that's kind of what they're banking on, is like who's gonna go up against them. But to your point, like we said in 2K18, who was gonna go up against them was all those people that own those big brands, big labels, big clothing brands,
the t-shirt maker, yeah.
Right, the t-shirt maker. So a lot of times, y'all know what was happening in 2K18. Like, we could make our own t-shirts. So people had Savage, they had what's the dang man, it always slips my mind. The red thing, the red
Supreme.
They had a lot of
yeah.
Supreme stuff in there. They had Gucci. Let me tell you, the two that they had in there, I can almost guarantee the two people that said we don't play that stuff. If you counterfeit these two people, right, you can probably counterfeit anybody else, print anything, do anything. These two people right here, if you do it, they're coming after you. They don't care if you are a mom and pop shop or doing it a big time, or if they just saw you say you did it. Louis Vuitton and Disney. Louis Vuitton and Disney. They don't care who you are. They're coming to get you. Like people get Etsy stores shut down all the time. All of this stuff. Those two, they don't play it. And they had stuff like that in there. And you know, their lawyers are top notch. So, you know.
So again, I think this is what helps like the 2K community generate these viewpoints and have more caution, because 2K in the terms of service says you can't form a collective action against us. So they're trying to prevent us from coming together as a collective to go against 2K and you know, divide and conquer. Who's going to divide and conquer 2K?
And got to be arbitration as well.
Yeah, bro. And it got to be arbitration through whatever jams they said, jams, third party arbitrator. Scary.
They
probably got them in their pockets.
Paid off. Yeah, paid off, right? Yeah, bro. So like it's a double whammy. You're going to take that L.
Bro, when we talk about lawsuit and arbitration, man, do y'all think it's a coincidence, right, that currently 2K is going through a lawsuit with someone, right?
Right.
I think it was California, someone and their mom representing or whatever the case may be. And they're gonna get the results if they're gonna continue with this case in March, and they drop that deadline in February 20th. Do you think it's a coincidence?
Of course not. Like you said, once something happens, you want to go ahead and protect yourself against future challenges of it or future infractions or whatever it is. You know what I'm saying? Like that's what they're going to want to do. So they're going to look at that, change it. It won't be changed in time for that, but they're just saying so nobody else can come behind. Because if he wins, that sets a precedent. And then once the precedent is set, you're done. So they're going to go ahead and make everybody change over. And so, well, you signed this, so you're not eligible for this. So they're going to go ahead and do it before the precedent is set. But if that precedent is set, it's
case law.
Too much legalese. It supersedes whatever 2K did. So it doesn't. It's not going to matter.
Right.
The terms of service could be rendered invalid.
Too, right? Even if everybody signed the terms and service, according to the city right here, once you send that letter within a certain time period, it will pretty much free them off certain parts of their terms of service, right?
Yeah, like you don't have to worry about arbitration. You could actually get your lawyer, take him to court. You know,
or you could actually get the collective, join that collective bargain.
Well, you're gonna have to get a collective of folks who didn't sign it.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm saying? So we already feel like 90 to 95% of the people are gonna sign it, at least 5% that aren't, and you'll have to collect that 5% to form a collective.
Right. I mean, they're just telling you you can't do a class action lawsuit against them because you know a law firm is not going to take a paid. I would have to get my own paid lawyer for me or you. But a lot of these law firms, they will do a class action lawsuit almost pro bono because they know the payout is so big, and they're going to pay out $500 million, and they're going to give me and you 15 cents a piece, and they're going to keep $450 million.
Bro. There you go. There you
Some people are going. Some people do just to stick it to 2K.
Yeah, right. I'll take my $15.
One thing that came up in that lawsuit, right, is the representative of 2K. I want your opinion on this, right? It stated that all that hard work, that money you gained off of that hard work, and you bought your VC. Basically, that it's fiction. It's not real. It ain't got no value to it. What are your thoughts on that?
Again, there wouldn't be any real world value once the game is over with, but inside the game, there's definitely value. Now, the one thing, like I said, they tried that again in 2K18. They tried it and they said, well, how do people, they're like, y'all, this is copyright infringement. Well, it can't be copyright infringement if you're not actually selling anything. So nobody's selling it or paying real money for it. So they try to hit them with that. And it's like, nah. So how are they getting the items? Are they doing it with VC? Well, how do you get VC? You play the game for it. Is that the only way you get it? No, you pay money for it. Okay, so now money is changing hands for these items. We either get a cut or you got a cease and desist. And I'm sure they caught the meanest cease and desist order from those clothing companies as a collective, probably. And it's like, hey, they had to stop. So that's why there's like, okay, everything in the shop, they froze it, kicked all the copyright stuff out, and then everything that was in there was like either 1 VC or 0 VC, because the first thing they tried to do was charge nothing because they didn't want to, go audit the shop, and then they end up having to audit the shop, and it was just regular stuff in there. So, but like I said, man, it really just depends on who's forming the collective, and you know what I'm saying, like money talks. And BS run a marathon.
Can I add to that 2K try to blame the communities, saying that one bad apple ruined it for the bunch? They're doing something completely slimy. If
really?
I think any 2K player would have known ASAP. If you give us free reign to upload any image and put it on a t-shirt so that our character would be seen in game, anybody will know ASAP before the creation of a t-shirt maker what was going to happen. It's going to be a bunch of Louis Vuitton, Supreme, Gucci. It was going to flood the scene. We knew that ASAP. So of course 2K knew that, and they got approached by these big companies, cease and desist, like Jay Easy said. And then they try to blame us, one bad apple. Man, you were too lazy to set up parameters to, safeguard what was being uploaded.
Right, because we saw a lot of things that was completely inappropriate too. Sports bras, people without bras, doggone dudes putting the pistol in their waistband, dudes with clothes on that act like they didn't have any clothes on. Like it was good, hella bad, creative. And super creative. And then like some of them was like they were mixing and matching the brands, and they were doing stuff that was better than designs than they had. They should have hired some of them guys, man. But but that's how it came out though, man. So, but one bad apple spoils the whole bunch. I guess, man. No, AI art right now, you go on just about any AI art thing and try to generate something, and if it's copyrighted, it will kick it out. It'll make it.
There are ways to do it, but were there ways to do it back then?
Yeah, it was ways to do it back then.
We always had 2K uploads.
Bro, you can't even look.
They just had to have somebody monitor what people upload.
Just like in Pro-Am, Rag, things like that.
Yeah, bro. You can't even create a jump shot using Rudy Gay's base and put Gay as the jump shot name. It will kick it out. So they've always had this stuff. Like, and that's what I just put. Like everybody's tried that. Just put Gay. Nope.
Yeah.
Like, what? It's Rudy Gay.
I do it every year too. I do it every year.
I do it by accident.
I
just put the normal. I say, let me put his name then. And that's
right. I'm not gonna let you do it. So they've been had this stuff. Don't let them tell y'all that they haven't been had this type of technology, because they have.
That's true. I didn't get your opinion. What you think about them saying it's basically fiction, man? What do you think about that overall?
All right, so I say if it is fiction, first off, I want to clear this up because I see the debate going on. There's people who are saying, come on, you seriously didn't believe that you really owned that VC. That's not what the community, I don't think that's what, if you did think that, then you're an idiot, in my opinion. But I mean to say, I don't think the community thought that it was something tangible that you own, like you could put in your pocket or you could put in your safe. I think they get the idea that it's a virtual currency. You're exchanging IRL money for a virtual currency. We all understand that for in-game purchases. Where the problem lies is that 2K doesn't keep all these VC purchases from 2K players secure. So folks end up losing stuff like their whole My Team, which just happened. They lose, which is a ton of virtual currency or whatever the currency is for My Team. And that leads to IRL money. 2K has a track record of having their player base lose in abundance. And these 2K support tickets go in, and we come to find out that 2K doesn't treat every player the same. So if they were honorable, what would have happened with this whole terms of service agreement and VC being fictional? It's like, no, we'll just put in a 2K support ticket, we'll get our stuff back. That doesn't happen with 2K. So you got to fight for your stuff, and then after the fight, 2K puts you through a bunch of loopholes, by the way. They'll have you send in like videos of proof of this and images of this. And, you know, so after jumping through all these loopholes, you end up finding out that you still take a L and you don't even get compensated for the whole inconvenience in the first place. So it all seems slimy. And I think that's what the community is frustrated about. VC and being fictional. If it is fictional, why can't I use? Because in my fictional life, I'm worth $1 billion. A lot of y'all don't know I am worth $1 billion right now. I got $1 billion in my left pocket of fictional money. I would like to exchange this fictional money for my fictional VC, and then we'll talk.
Could go to the bank with a fictional bank too.
Bro.
The young fix. I mean, and then like we said, though, I think a lot of people just like some people. We know that some people just never leave the previous 2K. Also, like we know that, and so some people are still on, or some people did stay on 2K16, 17, 18 until the server shut down, and then when it shut down, like all of this stuff is useless. Like I think that's enough. Because what do? They do a rolling shutdown 1 year in the rear. Is it 2 years in the rear? Two titles in the rear?
Yeah, so they'll have like 23 or 24 right now, and 22 got shut down. Yeah, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay. Right. So like I think that's what it is. Because a lot of people just don't move on because they don't have no reason to. I got a lot of my homeboys that will sit there, and none of them would do a class action lawsuit. They would be more like a class action pull-up type deal for those guys. But you know,
class action drive-by.
Yeah, I know. They say these dudes is the hood all-stars. They don't care. They're not playing the next one. And you be like, bro, why don't you get the next one? And they will always say the same. It's the same game. And the rosters update 100%. Anyway. So why am I gonna buy it? Like a lot of my homeboys, that's what they say. So
they don't care. The average person don't care, to be honest. I agree. Those are people who sit down and play against their friends, you know, playing out all day. They don't care about all the extra stuff. And you're right.
Talking about money on the flow all day long, making plays while they making plays. Like
100%. I think 2K just been getting the greediness right now is just a little bit more out there, I think. And it's hard to deny it. Because I don't know why 2K don't transfer VC from game to game because it's the same exact virtual currency. Like they do it in COD, and COD is known to be a greedy. Like, come on,
right?
Activision is known to be
greedy, bro.
We know that, and I've been using the same in-game currency for the last few CODs, just playing, earning them, and just transferring to the next one.
Yeah, I took like a year off, bro. Yeah, I took a year off, came back, and my currency was there.
Exact for the next game.
Yeah.
Imagine a greedy company like that is doing it in 2K. Just they're so. And the moment I read the article that the CEO's bonuses is linked to microtransactions, I know we was in trouble.
You said it, bro.
We said that what 5 years ago when we found that out, and probably was 18 or 19. As soon as we found 5 years ago was 19, right? But when we found that out, you said it then, like, dang, this is dangerous. Because now, where we in 18 and 19, where we had a choice to use Boost, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, Boost was not optional. Not if you wanted to hit your shot consistently. So,
no, they got incentives to just make you spend more money.
Yeah, so let's put it in perspective. Yeah, we got the top two CEOs, Strzelnik, and I forget the other person's name, but they get in line up until 2029. Yeah, this contract is in place. They're in line to receive a huge bonus solely based off of your microtransactions. The first year that contract got put in place, they received something like 30 million to split between the two of them. Next year, the very next year, it doubled, went up to 70 plus million. With the incorporation of season passes now, the Hall of Fame pass, the Pro Pass, you know, the paid for passes and level skips. What do you think that number is going to jump up to for 2K24?
Man.
So now let me add one more layer onto this for those folks that may seem a little naive. Let me add one more layer onto this. We just finished reviewing the idea that you cannot transfer a VC from one game to the next, and companies like Activision let players do that for years on end. Why do you think 2K would limit the idea of transferring that VC? naturally you think you just bring that VC onto a newer game, but when you bring that VC onto a newer game, you're less inclined to purchase that initial package for that newer game for your first build. So they eliminate that joint. You come back on, you gotta, everybody's buying VC. It's slimy, bro.
They gotta have it's not the first quarter, but it's their first quarter, right? When the game released. Those first quarter numbers are so important that they know that it would eventually even out. Brute makes 10 million bills every year, bro. He's gonna spend that VC and more. Like it's gonna happen. But it would happen much later in the year. They need that initial pump so that their first quarter looks like it's better than the last year's first quarter, what have you. They need that. And so every year, that's what they're trying to figure out. How can we make that very first deal? This year, it was season passes. Like we said, season passes, the skips.
Level skips, yep.
And the developers were more active than ever. And I think that drove the game a lot. They were more active than ever this year.
Because their involvement led to higher interaction.
So what you're saying is, let me translate. What you're saying is that was part of their marketing.
Hell yeah.
I think so.
Hey, you know what I just found out, bro? 2K's marketing just from Strauss Zelnick on an earnings call with their investors just found out that their number one line item expense, the game that you guys love to play, the 2K's number one line item expense is marketing.
Yeah.
Number one line item expense.
They got the best marketing team.
100%.
So they'll pay more to finesse y'all.
I've been trying to warn people about this for years.
You ever heard the expression, the greatest trick the devil ever played was to convince the world he didn't exist? They convinced y'all that the marketing department consists of Ronald 2K. They make y'all think that is their marketing department. Meanwhile, they got a whole firm behind them that just knows. But they convinced everybody it's just Ronald 2K, so we can just throw everything on him, blame him, blah, blah, blah. That's easy. You'll never get access to the people that actually matter.
I mean, what do you think I forgot, what you call the content creators that represent 2K again? I forgot it.
Next makers.
What do you think next makers is?
Hey, man, earn media, baby.
As in marketing budget.
So marketing, bro.
You could control the narrative right there.
Exactly.
You know what I mean?
Even with all of this in place, though, let's keep it about, because even with all of this in place, 2K still suffered a 7% decline in recurring consumer spending microtransactions.
Right.
I think that's because of the patches, though.
But what I mean to say is, because their main focus is based in marketing, their number one line item expense is based in marketing. It limits gameplay development, or it's intrusive upon gameplay development, and it shows to the 2K community. 2K is forgetting, point blank simple, that their core player base was completely tied to the franchise, and they're losing their core player base.
That's because they forgot one of the biggest rules in marketing.
Say it.
You could sell it, but the product got to support what you're selling. The product got to stand up to it. Yeah, that's the most important rule in marketing.
You went to school, right? You went to school for this, right, Brute?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, you're hearing for professional.
Of course. That's the most important. That's a problem. Yeah, they could sell it. Everybody was hyped when they get their hands on it. It was great, but then they start taking bites out of the product. All right, and it took a hit. Reputation took a hit. And that's why we're going to move on to the next question, right? Because we all could agree that 2K reputation took a huge hit this year. Huge. Bigger than it's been taking a hit for years. I ain't going to lie to you. But it kind of regained it after we saw the devs were so
24
into it, and they were so positive, and they were feedback. Then after a while, after a certain patch, and then, of course, TOS and a lot of hits. They've been taking a lot of hits, man. Do you think 2K could ever regain the trust of the 2K community? Is it even possible? Or what can they do to kind of regain their trust going forward? You could start on this one, City.
All right. So is it possible? I believe it's possible. 2K is strong enough. They're smart enough. They got the people in the right places with their marketing. Now it's just a matter of developing a good product. And 2K has the capacity to develop a good product. They proved that time and time again. in way years past. Since marketing and business started infiltrating gameplay development, that's why you see like the games that are released are sort of lackluster. And not only that, halfway done, we end up being guinea pigs playing the game throughout the year. What I mean to say is if they kind of make a transition from focusing on business and understand that the product will sell itself by now, because that's how popular 2K is, if we just give the consumer base an absolutely amazing product, 2K24 is a perfect example of this. I've never seen the 2K community nearly as excited as they were for 2K24. So because of that, I believe that they can indeed make a gigantic, huge comeback, but they need to show their commitment, one, to the community, the player base, the people who are spending money. They need to show that connection, build that tie, and act like they care. And the way in which they show that they care is through gameplay development. Points on that.
And then and to piggyback off of that with the gameplay development, I'm gonna give them a mulligan this year. This is what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do this personally for 2K because I know that they're hard at work transitioning this game from the regular glitchy, animatronic animations to pro play. So they probably have a lot of resources on that. They did. Current gen took a huge hit this year because they're not really focused. I think they probably got that development team probably helping work on transitioning into pro play this year. If we go by what Czar said, it's going to take 3 years. This year, we should see the biggest leap into pro play. Next year, pro play should be done. So I'm gonna give them a little grace this year just because of the
community is ready for pro play, bro.
I don't think so either. You see what we did? We just found the same moves last year. I mean, this year that worked and that didn't abide by pro play, and that was that. And when the point guard couldn't single-handedly win the game anymore, it's like everybody was up in arms. Like, bro, just pass the ball. Saw you get 3 people open, just pass the ball.
Yeah,
ain't that hard.
But
I don't think so either.
I ain't gonna lie. In terms of gaining back the trust, I think the community we have a weird memory, right? We have a short-term memory when the game's about to launch. Guess what? We forgive everything. We good. We happy again. But then they start mess up and all that bad stuff start coming back. You know what I mean? So they just gotta maintain after a launch. I think for 2K24, it's on to the next one already, to be honest, right? In terms of people being excited for it, just because it's just leaving a bad taste in the mouth because of how the game launched and it was in such a good place. But for the next 2K, if they get their momentum, they gotta keep it. They gotta keep it and just not mess it up, y'all. All right. Now, final question for y'all before y'all head out, man. Do y'all have any faith in the 2K community in terms of forcing change? Pulling together and forcing change, because we get it all the time as content creators. Oh, y'all content creators, y'all should do this. Y'all should do that. I know all y'all get it. Y'all should boycott. Stop. We get it, yeah.
We definitely have been getting it for years.
We hear, but we know better. Right? Yeah. We know better. Right. All
right. So
support whatever. Do you all have faith in community?
Well, can I ask? Osmond Gold is a real popular creator, and he basically talked about sports gamers and how we're stuck in our own little bubbles. And I'm referencing this in the idea that 2K knows that we're stuck in our bubbles. They play on our competitive spirit. Our love for the sport is what brings us onto 2K. And this is why I believe that a lot of players who play 2K don't necessarily consider themselves video gamers. Do you get what I mean to say? Like, if somebody says, yo, you play video games? Nah, I play 2K, bro. That's all I play. You know what I'm saying? So we don't really own it, as opposed to when we compare ourselves, our community, to other gaming communities that have actually stood up and forced change onto the developers. They know they're video gamers. They stick together because this is their hobby and they love what they do. That is why they come together. Video sports gamers, we're like 1 foot in and 1 foot out. So our hearts ain't fully there in order to commit a part of our IRL, a part of our lives to force change onto 2K. And I think there's a difference in the gaming communities from sports gamers to other games.
I like how you reference that, because we might be upset at the game, but we have a connection to basketball.
Right.
You know what I mean? So that's gonna keep pulling back people no matter what. You're right.
Yeah.
Jed, what do you think about it, man? Do you have faith in the 2K community coming together?
Oh no, they're not gonna do nothing. They're just gonna keep playing the game. No, they're not gonna do nothing.
So
They
the
wouldn't
content
even.
creators come together. You think the community gonna follow?
They're just looking at it as an opportunity. These content creators stop playing the game. Oh, Duke stopped playing. Agent stopped playing. Now I can come up. They're not gonna do nothing.
Yeah,
that's what I mean. Everything is just like, it's just like, if I stop playing the game or whatever happens, it's like with Boost. You stop using Boost for a couple months. Every time we come on there, look, I couldn't stop using Boost because I got to hit my shots. But you stop using Boost. What happened? Every time we load it up, here we go, another comp team. Wow. Oh, I wonder why. After the game over.
Honestly, I really believe people used to be sinking when we load in.
I seen it though. Hell yeah. They load up and they wait for you to go in.
And then they run in there and load in. I don't know how people do it. I don't know how people do it. For real. When I'm running with a 5 that they know it's a strong 5.
Crickets.
Not there.
When I be playing them people.
Hell yeah, everybody coming out. They calling their moms. Yo, they be texting like, yo, come out. Bruce running with randoms right now.
Bruce out there running with no boost.
Yo.
He's on a bill that can't dunk.
Hey, drop off. It used to be a thing. Part of the 2K culture used to be a thing of dropping off a creator. And creators used to be able to come up. New creators used to be able to come up from dropping somebody off. But that we are so long past gone that, bro. Like,
we passed that. That era. Since Pretty Boy Fredo and I know last person was the DFs, I think. Poe and them used to do that same thing, run up on people and stuff like that. So yeah, you right, man. So y'all ain't got no faith, man.
You got faith, Brute.
Bro, come on, man. You know, hell no. I'm sorry.
Prove us wrong, yeah.
I see it in my comments all the time. Oh, y'all stop it, man. Y'all know better. Stop it. Stop it. Y'all wouldn't do it. Y'all wouldn't do it because, again,
gonna pull up fully boosted trying to run against you, bro, when they know I don't got you. Fully boosted. Brute said one time, I am not using handles boost today. And I mean, we 99
best lockdowns in the world.
Everybody.
The 99. I felt what Juno was talking about when Juno was talking about.
Right stick ripper. He's right stick ripping my ish.
I felt it. That's why I tell people the only boost I use, because they're essential, is the playmaking. People say, why playmaking? I say, yo, it helps you when you run up against these lockdowns. Trust me, you see the difference in shooting boost. But yeah, I'll tell them straight up, yo, I'm not the dude with the picket sign anymore, man. I was that dude back in the day, and they used to call me a brokey. They used to call me broke. Jay, you remember?
I was there.
I refused to buy BC, right?
You would not buy no BC.
You broke, bro. You get whining and complaining. That's why I used to get in the comments.
Hey,
we seen it. Yo, we only this is still new, yeah. We're not. It ain't like this has been 2K culture. This is
right.
There's a brand new scenario of like 2K generating this. First of all, let's clear some up. 2K makes 75 to 76% of their revenue comes directly from your microtransactions. Yeah, right. That's the good majority of their revenue coming from microtransactions, and we're like 5 to 6 years in to them like starting that trend of microtransactions invading the community, because Boost used to be frowned upon.
Yes,
and here we are 5 to 6 years in. It's still a baby. It ain't like we can't create change, but if we don't even,
it's getting worse. It's going to get worse.
It's gonna before it gets better. If it does, hell yeah, I see it too. I see it
too. This whole community gonna have to die before we see change.
Let me ask y'all a question though. If park car, you know how we used to look down on Boost and park cars. If park cars was still a thing, you think we'll be seeing them every game now?
Every game now. It's a different culture. It's a complete different culture. So to be honest, it's a complete. The only reason we would use park cars, we would have them just in case somebody used them.
Right.
As a counter. Because we were so prideful back in the day, bro. We refused to use boosts, now it's a different, they're gonna use, that's why everybody got the same moves. Because it's about the cheese. We're gonna find the cheesiest way to beat you. We're gonna talk some trash. Spam the dong back, dong, like you know how to dribble, and stun them, and then sprint to a side and shoot. And I'm a god. Ain't no more variety in this game.
Ain't no more variety,
it's about the cheese, and that's it, man. All right. So that's what we're gonna close out today, man. Y'all got any final thoughts before we head out, y'all?
You can take it, Jay.
Not really today, man. Like I said, I just think that the greatest marketing scheme that they had that we didn't even notice this year was having the devs interact with us way more than they did.
Y'all drop a bomb on the marketing, dude.
Facts, bro.
Facts, bro. Y'all educate me on marketing because y'all are right. I don't see how I missed that.
Yeah.
Hey, if I had to add some, I say, hey, listen, 2K community, I know we be in our own little bubble in the 2K sports world, but the fact is a lot of players woke up this year. We saw what they did. We saw how it was all hands on deck for 2K. All employees on deck. If you can meet with somebody, we're pushing this game. We saw them come out, and just as fast as they came out, as quickly as they disappeared. The 2K community responded with a 7% decline in recurring consumer spending. We can make some happen. We're understanding that we now need to add 2K to our monthly budget. If that ain't right, it ain't sitting well with a lot of players. It ain't sitting well with your wives. You know what I'm saying? It's like your wife is getting at your head for spending $400. It's like, homie, that's real life, bro. Don't let 2K undervalue your dollar.
Bro, not this 2K, but in previous 2K, you right with that one. When I create a bill, my wife would be like, next 100?
Yeah.
For real.
Yeah, bro. Yeah, bro. It's real life, man. You're not going to let a company undervalue your dollar, bro. And it's one thing, because I think nobody minds spending money when the product that you have in front of you is amazing. You know, you don't worry so much about the price that you're putting on your entertainment. But 2K has been lackluster. They've been only taking baby steps when they should have been taking strides forward. Those microtransactions are taking strides forward. I keep telling y'all, go ahead and hit up Strauss Zelnick, Take-Two CEO, because you guys paid for his private island. So when you're trying to get your family together for that next vacation, go ahead and hit up Strauss, B. He got you. You already paid for that island.
Man. And you right on that one, and because I won't close with this one. I got a lot of friends. When I was being frugal, they was like, bro, and I understood that. I understood. They're like, yo, I work all the time. I ain't got time to grind. I got the money. I'll put it on the bill. Makes sense. Now they got a problem. I don't think people have a problem spending, but it's the greed behind it making. So now you creating a game, and I have no choice but to spend. You're forcing my hand and spend. Now that's when people are getting upset.
Right.
So people want to spend. A lot of people work a lot. They ain't got time, but now they don't have a choice but to spend. That's the difference right there.
Let me add one thing to that, because I know folks don't really understand when they hear forcing hand, because they immediately think nobody's really grabbing your hand and forcing you to, make that microtransaction. No, but the way in which they do is slimy, just like everything else. The way in which they do is that they limit the potential of your player, so you feel like you have to spend in order to have your player meet his max potential. And that used to not be the case. Your player used to have max potential with no boost. Now you go out there with no boost, you're limiting the max potential of your player.
All right, y'all, that's what we're going to end it right here, man. We got next one in the books. Y'all make sure follow. You see the title?
Yes,
sir. You know where they're at, man. You know where they're at. It's on screen there. Just make sure and follow them up. Show them some love. Besides Jay, man, you're a hater. But anyways, man, have a blessed one till next time. Be safe out there, y'all.
Easy.
Peace.
All right, y'all, man. Like y'all sat there and enjoyed the 2K crossover with my boy Brew, Jay-Z, and All City. Those are my dudes. I watch them every day, man. Go to their personal channels. Let them know, yo, OG Flames, TMC sent me over here. Let them know. All right, that I'm just showing some love. Go to their personal channels and hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. Also, leave your comment down in the description. And also, don't forget to hit that like button and that subscribe button. It's your boy OG. It's your boy OG TMC Flames. Stay up, stay fly. I'm out of here. Peace.